The main focus of Shifty, as stated at the start of each episode, is the shift in power. The series starts in 1978 with Margaret Thatcher campaigning to win the general election, and she's behind in the polls until she makes a speech about immigration and excluding immigrants from Britain. Something that was relatively new to discussion then, but of course nowadays we see in almost every political campaign. And it's insane that after 45 years of progression, that same argument still gets people to vote. She wins the general election, and this is the catalyst for everything that follows. And we're shown through archive clips that Thatcher positions industrial growth as a focus for the Conservatives. But when things go in the other direction, and Thatcher in fact drives Britain into its industrial death, we see that it's nostalgia that she falls back upon to justify her decision-making and as her compass moving forward. We're shown that she would refer to Churchill in 1940 over and over when times got tough, as if she felt that she was handling the same type of crisis as World War II. The fascinating thing is that there's a 40-odd year gap between World War II and Thatcher, and a 40-odd year gap between Thatcher and now, as if a 40-year gap is the optimal nostalgia. There is a nostalgia now for life in the 80s and 90s, before the internet and before the modern problems that we have. This nostalgia is present in culture and politics, with music sampling sounds from decades past, movies from the 80s and 90s being remade or rebooted, and political campaigns centering on returning to a better time. With this framing, we're invited to watch these events with the knowledge that we have now. We're watching the dreams of politicians, knowing how in fact they turned out, and knowing that our politicians presently tout the same ideologies. Curtis sees Thatcher as the last politician to have a dream of the future, even though we know that her original plan for the future didn't actually come to fruition. But he points out that how in prime ministers and governments after her, no big promises of the future have been made. In fact, Labour had such little vision of the future that they built the Millennium Dome without knowing what was going into it. And the breakdown of what it was supposed to be and what it actually delivered is representative of society being unable to dream of a future. Politicians now are scared to make promises in case they can't keep them, which means people who do make grandiose, sweeping promises to the public end up becoming politicians.